Coming to you from the Deep South, this is the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. High impact leadership is not reserved for leaders, and it has nothing to do with your position, title, or rank. However, it does have everything to do with your character. It's time to climb to the next level and beyond, personally and professionally. Now, let's start making it happen with your host, Mac Story.
Hello, folks. Thanks for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast today. Today, I want to talk to you about 10 reasons why I keep growing. These are my personal reasons that I keep growing. They may or may not apply to you, but I just want to share a little behind the scenes of what drives me, what causes me to post so much content on social media, to be so gung-ho about all the stuff that I do, because there's nothing else that I want to do. And why do I make these podcasts week after week after week for free? And like I said a second ago, why do I write, post, and create content on social media every day for free? It's because it's what I love to do. It's why I've written so many books. But here's the 10 reasons why I keep growing. And maybe you can get some value out of this. At the least, maybe you'll just find it interesting. So I'm going to walk you through these 10 things. So the first reason that I keep growing is I'm making a difference. I'm literally making a difference, and I like it. And that's why I keep growing. And John Maxwell says the definition of high morale is I make a difference. And that's what motivates and drives me. And I don't say this in a prideful ego kind of way that I make a difference. I'm saying this because I get so much feedback from so many people, and quite possibly you're one of those people. I speak to a lot of people on a weekly basis, many people from many places and many different industries. And pretty much what I'm hearing from them is that I make a difference. And again, I don't want to take credit because I'm not doing anything in their life. The lives of these people, they get the credit for the change. Yes, maybe I'm influencing them through my work and my words, my books, my content. But that's only influence. They get credit for taking action. I've heard people, they'll call me up and tell me how big of a raise they got since they started reading my content, or about promotions that they've received since they started reading my content, about how their job is better, how they left one company, increased their pay tremendously, started working at a different company that they really like with high impact leaders. I've heard of people just simply turn their life around. They were having lots of problems in their life. They started reading and applying my content, and they got rid of a lot of their problems. It's pretty powerful when you hear this type of reinforcement all the time. So that's one of the reasons I keep growing, is because I know I'm making a difference. People are telling me that I'm making a difference. And that's what I want to do, a positive difference. I hear people also tell me how their relationship with their spouse has improved, or their relationship with their children. It's unbelievable. When you start learning this content, like I did, I started in 2008. I've transformed my own life. A lot of leaders who wrote books, who've created videos and podcasts, influenced me, but they don't get the credit for changing my life. I changed my life. They don't get credit for that. I do. And I don't get credit for changing your life, though. You do. So let's move on to number 2. Second reason why I keep growing. I know I'm not there yet. I always tell people, I kind of say it because in a way, I want to come across kind of cocky and arrogant. So when they realize I'm not, it has more meaning. But one thing I'll tell people is I'm a leadership expert, and I'll say a few things about leadership, but then I tell them, before you start judging me, me thinking I'm a leadership expert, you need to know what that means to me. And what I tell them is anybody who thinks they're a leadership expert If they're truly a leadership expert, what that means to me when I say it, and what I believe it means to anybody who is truly a leadership expert, that means they're a student, a lifetime student of leadership. Again, the second reason that I keep growing, I know I'm not there yet. So what makes me a leadership expert is I've become a lifetime student. At this moment, I got a 14-year track record. I've been reading and studying it every day, some amount every day. Some days, many, many hours. Some days it's only many, many minutes. But I read, study, and write about leadership every day. Pretty much I've been reading it every day literally since 2008. I've been writing about it literally every day for many years, probably at least since 2012, so almost 10 years. But I started also talking about it every day in 2008. So 14 years talking about it every day, reading about it every day, and 10 years writing about it every day. And what have I learned? I'm not there yet, and I will never be there. There's too much to learn because you're trying to learn how to deal with different people, and every person is different. So every time you mix another person into an equation, everything changes. It's just like doing math. You add another number or another component to the equation, everything changes. It's the same way with people. So what I know is I'm not there yet, and I'm never going to be there yet. But that's what I call a leadership expert. They know so much about leadership that they know they're never going to learn it all. You're never going to get there. You're never going to arrive. John Maxwell had this to say. He says, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not what I want to be. But I'm not what I used to be. I haven't learned how to arrive. I've just learned how to keep going. That's me. That's my number 2. The second reason I keep growing. I know I'm not there yet. The third reason why I keep growing, I've discovered my passion, which is leading me to my purpose. See, my passion, I used to be passionate about leadership development, process improvement. And then I realized while I was doing that really what I was passionate about was leadership. I just didn't know it. I didn't know enough about leadership to realize that's actually what I liked was leadership. I liked leading myself better, which is personal growth and development. And I liked helping other people do the same thing, which is teaching personal growth and development. And then I realized as I kept growing that personal growth and development is the foundation for leadership development. You can't lead others well until you lead yourself well. That's why these two components, they go together. Personal growth and development and leadership development. But we must follow our passion to find our purpose. So I was following my passion, which was lean manufacturing, process improvement, consulting, or teaching, leading teams. I started while I was working in a company as an employee in 2005. By 2008, we had went from minus 3% gross profit margin to plus 35% gross profit margin. That's a significant turnaround. And I was reporting directly to the plant manager, and I was responsible for the entire plant, which was a couple hundred people. And he unleashed me and turned me loose, and I had a lot of fun, and I was passionate about it. And basically, they kind of wanted to start developing me to become a plant manager instead of a lean manager. And that I was so passionate then, I didn't want to do it. There was a time in my life I would never thought I could be a plant manager. And by the time that I could actually be one, then I didn't want to be one anymore because I was passionate purely about lean manufacturing. So 2008, I resigned and started, after 20 years working in manufacturing companies, started my own company. In the same year, 2008, as I mentioned a moment ago, that's when I started reading leadership development, personal growth books. So as I started my own consulting business, I injected my lean manufacturing consulting with leadership development, personal growth content. I had captive audiences, so I was able to start teaching and sharing with them, and they valued it. So 4 years of doing that as a consultant. So basically, total that was from 2005 to 2012. But 2008 is when I injected personal growth and leadership development content into what I was doing. I couldn't do it before because I didn't know it. I had never even been exposed to it myself until 2008. So during all that time, though, I logged 11,000 hours leading hundreds of leaders, thousands of their team members through process improvement, lean manufacturing, Kaizen events. And we got tremendous results. But during that time, that's when I figured out, by following my passion, I found my purpose. In 2012, I gave up all my contracts, all my clients, and I chose to step out and create my own business and brand around personal growth and leadership development. And I still don't know where that's going to take me, but I've discovered this third reason. I discovered my passion, which is leading me to my purpose. That's the third reason why I keep growing. The fourth reason I keep growing, I feel called to teach others leadership principles. That's what I was just talking about. And I feel so called to do it that I gave up my previous career that I had worked so many years and had so much competency and experience and dramatic results that I gave all that up. John Maxwell says this. He says, a dream is something you really want to do, but a calling is something you have to do. Let me say that one again from John Maxwell. A dream is something you really want to do, but a calling is something you have to do. And I have to do what I'm doing. I don't have a choice. There's nothing else I want to do. I want to do this every moment that I'm awake. This is what I want to do. People say, what do you do for fun? I've said, this is what I do for fun. I'm having fun right now talking to you about the 10 reasons why I keep growing. When I write a book, I'm having fun. When I go speak on a stage, I'm having fun. When I talk to people on the phone each week and try to motivate and inspire them to keep climbing to the next level and beyond, I'm having fun. But I feel called to teach others leadership principles. It's almost like I don't have a choice. It's just in me and it wants to come out. So that's what I let it do. I mean, that's what I let happen every day. I let it out. And I think anybody who stays intentional about their growth, who grows intentionally, there's going to be a spot, a point in time that if you grow enough, you're probably going to find out you got a passion for people, and your purpose may be to do something similar to what I'm doing in your own way. Maybe completely different than what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But if you grow enough, you're going to get enough results. You're going to start realizing people are inspired because of who you are and what you've accomplished. And most importantly, how you are as a person, how you're being when you interact with people, and how you make them feel when you try to help them. I think anybody who grows enough, who's hungry enough, who's willing to sacrifice and give up to go up, I think they're going to come to the same point. Most people are not going to do that, though. Most people are just trying to get ahead a little bit to have a better life, whatever that means for them. They don't truly follow their passion to find their purpose. They find what they'll settle for and stop looking for what they were searching for. A lot of people settle. I ain't into settling. Not when it comes to growth and development of myself and others. There's no settling. I'm going to keep searching for more people to help, for more knowledge to help me, for more principles to learn, to learn more ways to apply these principles in various situations. So the fourth reason I keep growing, one more time, I feel called to teach others leadership principles. The fifth reason why I keep growing, I enjoy helping others grow. I literally love it. There's nothing gets me fired up and charges my battery than when I go talk somewhere and I see the light bulbs coming on in the room. What I'm talking about is you can actually see people. You can see people who walk in, they sit down, they may not even want to be there, or they don't know why they're there, or they're just there. Some people are not even happy to be there. They're unhappy, and it's obvious. But as I start talking, and usually Rhea and I speak together. So as Rhea and I start talking, start sharing our story, sharing some principles, teaching principles, sharing stories, you start to see these light bulbs go off. And what I mean, you can see their facial expressions change. You can see their physical body language change. They may have walked in and sat down, crossed their arms. Now all of a sudden they pulling out a pen and opening up a notepad, starting to take notes, or they're starting to nod, or you can see them in deep thought. That's what we need. That's why I do this. Everything I do is to raise your awareness and to provoke thought. I don't know what that means to you. Only you know. What I know is if I tell stories and I share principles, that's going to happen. If you read my books or you read my content or you listen to my podcast or you watch any of my videos on YouTube or anything like that, I'm sharing content, words that's going to provoke thought and raise your level of awareness. And again, whatever that means to you, I have no idea. I just know it's going to happen. That's why I read books every day. I'm allowing others' words to provoke my thought and to raise my level of awareness. Something I often say is your lack of awareness holding you back? How would you know? You wouldn't know unless you're focused on intentional growth and you've done it enough to realize your lack of awareness is holding you back. Most people don't know their lack of awareness is holding them back because they're unaware. The students of personal growth and development, leadership development, they know. That's why they're lifetime students. So the fifth reason why I keep growing, again, I enjoy helping others grow. I may never meet you, but I'm enjoying helping you grow. It's a privilege for me to know you're listening, even though I don't know who you are. I may know one day. You may give me a call. My number is 334-728-4143. That's my cell phone. I got it with me most of the time. It's not always on. Like right now, anybody tries to call me, including my wife, she can't get through because I'm recording podcasts. Sometimes I'm speaking. Sometimes I'm on a plane. Sometimes I'm in meetings. Sometimes I'm doing some personal stuff with Rhea, personal recreation. We do a lot of that, hiking, and we go to the beach. We go on vacations. We do a lot of things together. I always tell people I'm open 24/7, 365, but I ain't always available because I'm busy. But I just gave you my cell phone number. If you listen to my podcast, if you've got any questions for me personally or professionally, or if you've gotten some results or you appreciate me doing this, text me. Text me and say, hey, I want to get on a call when you got time. If I'm available, I'm going to say right now. If I ain't, it's going to be a little while before I get back with you. But I'm happy to talk during the day, during the evening, at night, on the weekends. Doesn't make any difference. I enjoy helping others grow. My actions and my behavior prove it over and over and over again. All right. The sixth reason why I keep growing. Oh, actually, let me say something about number 5. I enjoy helping others grow. And this is the reason. Those that can't reach the bar themselves can't raise it for others. Think about it. If you can't reach the bar yourself, you can't raise it for someone else. So for me personally, that's another reason that I keep growing. Like I said before, the second reason, I know I'm not there yet. There's bars that I can't reach, so I can't help other people reach. But relative to the fifth reason I enjoy helping others grow, one of the reasons is I want to help you reach the next level. If you follow me, you know I say a lot, keep climbing, because the world needs you at the next level and beyond. And that's the reason. You need to keep climbing so you can reach the next level, so that you can then help other people reach their next level. All right, sixth reason why I keep growing. Been here once, but I didn't make it. I had to backtrack. Here we go. Number 6, I have a sense of responsibility. That's the sixth reason that I keep growing. Michael Hyatt says you can either accept reality as it is or create it as you wish it to be. You can accept reality as it is or create it as you wish it to be. I have a sense of responsibility. I want to create a better reality for me and for Rhea. And I want to help you create a better reality for you and your family. I have a sense of responsibility. I've learned enough to realize, as I told you, I'm not there yet. There's a lot of stuff I don't know. But I also have learned enough to realize I know a lot of stuff that other people do not know. And I have a sense of responsibility to share what I've been learning, to share my failures and my successes. That's why I tell a lot of stories. If you hear me speak on stage, you hear me tell a lot of things that some people can't believe I tell it. Some people say, "Oh, I don't believe I'd say that if I was up there on stage." But I know being truthful, being authentic, being transparent, I have a sense of responsibility to help people climb to the next level and beyond, because I've learned a lot of stuff about personal growth, personal development, leadership development, team building, cultural transformation, leading yourself and others through change, communication, connection, how to sell with character. I've got books on all these topics. And I'll tell you right now, go check out bluecollarleadership.com/download, DOWNLOAD, and you can read about 15 or 20 pages from every one of my books for free. And you don't have to put in an email, and you don't have to subscribe to anything. I'm not going to harass you. I don't believe in that. You're going to go to a website where you just click on it and you can read it right there. Or you can download a PDF file. Save it to read it for later, or share it with people, email it out to people. But I do that. Yes, I'd love to sell books, but it doesn't mean you have to buy a book. I don't know how many excerpts I share there, but let's say I shared 10 books. There may be 10 of my books that I share about 15 or 20 pages, which means there's 150 to 200 pages, which is the equivalent of a book of free content right there. You can go check it out. I give stuff away. This podcast is for free. Most often I speak for free when people buy hundreds of books. I got a special offer. You can check out bluecollarleadership.com/special-offer. And you can see that deal where people purchase for $5,400 at the moment. It changes a lot of times at the end of the year. We change it. So you have to go to that website to see the current special offer. But it's part of my responsibility to other people. If leaders will buy 300 books and pass them out, Rhea and I have over 30 books. So we got lots of books and content to choose from. But if a leader will purchase those 300 books at the moment, it's what the deal is, and hand them out, we'll cover all our expenses and come speak for free, basically. Because I have a sense of responsibility to help other people. But see, I only want to help other people who are willing to help other people. Some leaders say, well, what if I don't want to buy the books? odds are I don't want to come speak for you. I don't even want you to pay me to speak, even if you don't want the books. I want to support leaders who want to grow and develop people. So the 6th reason why I keep growing is I have a sense of responsibility. The 7th reason I keep growing, I love new challenges. I love new challenges. John Kenneth Galbraith, he says, leaders stretch to meet the challenge. Followers shrink away from the challenge. All this growth I've been telling you about earlier in this episode that I've been doing, remember 2008, I've never heard about this leadership development, personal growth content. Had never been exposed to it, never been introduced to it. 2016, I was paid $20,000 just before I started doing this special offer book deal. I was paid $20,000 to go speak for 4 hours on my book, 10 Values of High Impact Leaders. Got to speak to 80 top leaders from 40 different countries around the world who are leading a $3 billion with a B billion-dollar organization. All of them had PhDs in their area of responsibility. That was a big challenge. I felt a great responsibility to do a good job. Somebody's going to pay you $20,000 to talk to them for a few hours. You better have something to say that means something to somebody. 2018, Rhea and I were invited to speak at Yale University School of Management on blue-collar leadership, innovation, and talent development. You go to bluecollarleadership.com, scroll down to the bottom. There's actually a video of that 1-hour talk where Rhea and I talked to a group of organizational and talent development professionals from all around the country. I never saw that one coming, but that was a challenge. What I figured out, I keep growing, I'm going to keep getting new challenges. High impact people become comfortable being uncomfortable. Folks who want to remain comfortable, they ain't doing much growing because all of your growth comes outside of your comfort zone. So the 7th reason why I keep growing is I love new challenges. Let's move on to number 8. It's financially rewarding. That's one of the reasons that I keep growing. Not primarily, but I'm not wealthy in the sense of got tons of money in the bank somewhere. I do have some money in the bank. But the main thing that makes us have a good life that we love living is we don't want anything anymore, really. I mean, we want things if we can pay cash for them. But we're not financing everything, getting in debt over our head where we don't have options. But as I just told you, I've been paid $20,000 to speak. I don't really do it like that anymore, but we sell many, many thousands of books. I've sold as many as $36,000 of books with one phone call to the U.S. Navy. Somebody called from the Navy, San Diego Naval Base, ordered $36,000 worth of books. Booked us to come out and speak for 1 week. During 1 week, we did 10 half-day workshops, morning and afternoon, half day each day for 5 days. That's financially rewarding. Unless you got a lot of money where you never have to work again in your life, you got to earn an income some way. I figured out how to do it doing something I love. So that's the 8th reason why I keep growing. It's financially rewarding. The 9th reason, I love to learn. And I've discovered that learning leads to earning. Eric Hoffer says this: in times of change, learners inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. That's a powerful quote. So the 9th reason why I keep growing, I love to learn. I hate to read, but I figured out I love to learn more than I hate to read, so I read every day. I like to have read, but then tomorrow I read again. But when I'm done, I'm glad I'm done. The 10th reason why I keep growing, I enjoy what I do. John Maxwell said, work isn't work unless you'd rather be doing something else. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. So the 10th reason why I keep growing, I enjoy what I do. Anybody who's ever met me and talked to me, that they don't have any problem figuring that out. When you have enough whys, I just gave you my 10 whys that I like to keep growing. When you have enough whys, you'll consistently keep growing. When you run out of whys, it's like running out of gas. You have no fuel to take you where you want to go. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Keep growing, keep climbing. Talk to you next time.
Make it happen or someone else will. It might as well be you. Are you serious about taking your career and your life to the next level and beyond? Check out Mac Story's Blue Collar Leadership series books and others, now available on audio, along with paperback and ebooks at Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Please visit bluecollarleadership.com to learn about Mac's books, programs, special offers, certifications, and more. Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast.